My name is Jay Nathan. I'm managing partner at Customer Imperative. Customer Imperative is we're a consulting firm. We work with B2B technology companies to help them implement customer success strategies. Customer experience throughout the process is something that is over every year. It gets more and more important, and customers are, number one, they expect to have experiences that are more in line with their experiences they have as consumers of goods individually. And then I think, it's just making more of an impact every year in terms of their, the overall success of the business to provide that experience. Consistency is really key. And so if we can, if we have a consistent approach to moving our customers through our process, and we help them onboard seamlessly and feed them information and best practices as we go along the way, customers really appreciate those things. They appreciate being taught how to leverage your products. And so once we understand what those things are for our customers, measuring that we're doing them consistently is very important. And you can measure them in your CRM tool. You can measure them, hopefully not on a spreadsheet, but that is an option. But it's really about just making sure that your entire team is providing that consistent experience that already works with your customers. Great. So number one is you've got to segment. You have to segment your customers, but you have to really determine what your customers need. And then number two, you have to map out the customer journey. What does an appropriate experience look like from the client's point of view, right? What do they need to be successful? What kind of journey do you need to take them on? And then number two, what can you afford to do at each of those levels? So, with your smaller customers, you may need to automate more. We hear the words tech touch a lot, but you may need to automate more of those interactions. Whereas your enterprise customers, you probably have more stakeholders, you have more people with specialized roles in the organization you're working with, and you might need to do specific one-on-one interactions with them. So that's how we think about creating the appropriate experience for each level of the customer base. One of the things that we always recommend having as a SaaS company for the onboarding phase of the relationship is something we call just a welcome kit, which is basically a set of tools and documents that you can send the customer even as they're nearing the end of the sales phase, so that they can begin to get equipped and prepared for what's going to come next. And you can brand that, you can make it fun, you can send actual physical goods along with it, if you wanted to. And that's a great example of a very simple to implement wow experience that helps you get your customers ready for onboarding. Number one is to automate the segmentation and know which accounts fall into which segments, and then track activity and milestones in the customer journey accordingly. So that way we can actually track and make sure that we're doing those things consistently. Our systems are guiding the customer down those paths. I think the third thing to add internally is just a listening process to make sure that we're constantly getting feedback from customers on the journey and how they're responding to it and whether they're benefiting from it, right? So we can constantly adjust. This is not something that you can just build once and then it's set forever. Your product is changing, your customers are changing, the market is changing, and you really need to listen to keep up with those changes.